Hey guys, welcome back to Stormworks, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be building a World War I bomber all in one video. We're going to add the engines, the wings, the fuselage, and the bombs all today. So, let's go ahead and get straight to it, shall we? So, I've been asked to do this, and I figured, yeah, you know what, we might as well try. So, let's go ahead and start building together. This is going to be a 3-engine, 3-propeller aircraft, and you might be wondering how that's going to look. Don't worry, it'll look fine. So, let's go ahead and start off by building the fuselage. The fuselage is going to be a little bit strange. We're going to go straight in with one of these. There we go. And then we're going to go straight in with one of these. And I want it to be extremely basic. So, we'll have these guys go there, and we'll do one of these going backwards. And that's pretty much it. From there, we'll extend it backwards. And that right there is the fuselage. I mean, obviously not quite, but like very close. So, we'll go ahead and grab this guy. There we go. We'll go ahead and copy it. We'll paste it underneath, and we'll do that, I don't know, like 5 times maybe? Maybe 6. So there we go, and that is, no, let's go with 5. Merge each of these together, and we are going to have to add a floor to that. So delete this guy, this guy, this guy, and fill it in. All right, there we go. From there, all the way backwards to here. It's a bit weird, but it's fine. I've actually built it a little bit too tall, so let's go ahead and delete this guy right here and this guy right here so that we can see over the sides with our pilot seats, which are going to have steering wheels, which is a bit of an odd thing, but yes. Let's go ahead and shove that guy into there, delete this one, and shove one of these in. That makes it look a little bit nicer. Cool. Oh, and we're only going to have one pilot seat, and the other side is just going to be pretty much a dead seat. So let's go ahead and paint those guys this color. That looks awesome. The aircraft itself is actually pretty much going to look like this, so I'm going to do that now. There we go. And then for like trims and stuff like that, we're just going to go ahead and get ourselves a different color brown, and we're going to paint that in too. There we go. So all the way around the edges, just like so. It adds quite a lot of detail without having to really do too much. Nice. Okay, so behind the pilots, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a grey tank, and essentially this is going to be for fuel. We're going to shove a few of these tanks in. They're going to be about 3 wide. Let's go ahead and shove that onto there like so. Attach those together and do this, I guess, fill in these little bits. We're then going to put another tank next to that right here, and that's probably it. 4 tanks. Why not? There we go, shove all of those guys together like that. On the sides of them, we're going to go ahead and do this and this. And on the tops of them, we're going to do this and this as well. And on these pieces, we can get away with this. 1 and 2. Excellent. Yes. Let's shove this guy into there as well. We'll actually finish this one off with one of those. And we'll do a very similar thing on the front. Although, I do want to put some extra detail on these with dials and stuff like that. Okay, I was going to leave the rear of it somewhat flat like this. However, I am going to delete this guy right here. We're going to go in with one of these, and I am going to slowly just bring it in by like 2, something like that. It's not a crazy amount, but it is some, and I feel like that needs to be told. Let's go ahead and paint those guys on top of there. I think I'll actually do it one more time, kind of like this, and I'll leave it like that for now. So grab this, fill it in there, all the way across here, and paint the top piece. If you guys know what I'm sort of basing this off already, let me know in the comments down below. Be interesting to see if you know. Okay, so right here where the actual fuel tanks are, we're going to add one of these guys. Essentially, it is just where the wings are going to start. I wanted it to be a slight angle, and then from there, essentially the wings are straight lines. So we're going to do that like so. We're going to have to fill all of this in, which I guess we can do. And I might do it with actual wing pieces. It's not something I generally use, but I feel like we should. So, wing section small. Where is that? There it is. Wing section small. Shove that guy onto there like so, and build it out to the side. Okay, interesting. One thing that I am going to do, though, is delete this guy right here, which means I'm going to delete a few of these guys as well. And essentially, I need to add a gap of about 3, possibly 5, but we're going to go with 3 for now. And essentially what this is where the engines are going to go. At least 2 of the engines anyway, so shove each of those across there. That's fine. Okay, interesting so far, I guess. We're going to need some supporting beams as well. Let's go ahead and get a different color brown, I suppose. Lift that up by, I don't know, about 3, possibly 4, and then start building more onto the top of there. This is essentially where the other wing is going to go that we're going to have as well. So, shove this guy onto here, build across 1, 2, 3, and then shove a few more on the side because we can. Although, For some reason, I can't. Right, shove that guy into there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. All right, delete these guys. And although they might just get filled in, it might be fine. Obviously, we are going to want to go across the top in the center as well, so build this guy backwards like so. Chuck one of these guys onto here, just like that, and there we go. Okay, that is pretty awesome, actually. We got the wings already sort of on there. Okay, from there, I think I'm just going to add these guys to the back of the wings. They are going to be relatively skinny, and I think that's fine. Although they will be getting changed slightly soon anyway, so don't worry about it too much. Although they are very skinny. I'm actually thinking I've built it slightly too wide, so let's go ahead and just make it a tiny bit skinnier. Alright, so it is going to be relatively basic as we are doing it all in one video, but there you go. So they are closer together now, obviously, because I've got rid of some of it, but you can sort of still squeeze through here. The fuel tanks have, of course, got to be a little bit smaller as well now, but that's all fine. We can work these things out. That's great. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to, I guess, the engines. Then we can work on the landing gear, and then we need to work on the rear of the aircraft as well. Okay, so I've done a tiny bit to the engines already. I am thinking we just shove these guys on here, kind of like this. The engine itself is going to be somewhat exposed. However, the bottom of the engine is not. So we're going to go ahead and essentially just build all of that in like so. The side of the engines, I think I'm going to somewhat box those off as well. And then I'm going to have a pipe of some sort, I guess. A straight and closed pipe, go in there. And then we can put a propeller on the front, I'm assuming. Anyway, so let's go with, I don't know, aircraft propeller? I mean, we could just do that. I mean, it's not great. It's not really what we want, but sure. Then they're going to be 2 blades, and hopefully that's fine. All right, spawn that in. Let's see what that looks like. Does it look like a World War I aircraft already? Nah, I don't know. That doesn't seem big enough, but I think it sort of is. Alright, so I'm going to try and do the engine bits now, sort of. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cylinders. Oh, you know what? I could actually raise them up. Let's do that. So, let's do this. So, put that there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cylinders. We're actually going to have 3 10-cylinder engines. But I'm going to have them run at very low RPS, because I feel like that makes sense to do. So, shove that guy in there. There we go. Awesome. And then we can put these guys on the top as well. Although, actually, let's move it back slightly, because I feel like that's too far forward already. I need a gearbox still. So, shove that there. There we go. Paste this one here. Delete these guys, obviously. Merge this with this. And this with this. There we go. They're going to be very flat engines, sort of. Just like this. And I think that's going to be great. Okay, so from the plane side, I'm going to do this. Honestly, it's just so that all you'll see, sort of... No, actually, this is going to go on the other side. Yeah, this is going to be weird, but sure. So I'm going to attach these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't need to do this in terms of, like, Stormworks or whatever, but I think it'll look better. So we're going to do this guy down the sides like so. That attaches pretty much all of the engine together. We're going to have the engine somewhat exposed, so we'll just do this. There we go. On the other side, we're going to do a very similar thing, like so, and this, there we go. And then I'm going to have all of the, I don't know, like fuel, exhaust, air, and stuff like that, all on this side. All right, what are we thinking about this then? So we got our 2 little engines. They are still quite small, even though they are, well, you know what, they're quite big, but they're also small. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, what I've done is I've added a hose from here so that we don't have to run a pipe. It connects it to the center where the fuel tanks are. That is going to connect it to both fuel tanks, which I think is, I guess, an okay idea. We then got the exhaust coming out the back. And we've got the air supply coming through this bit right here, as you can see. I've also added a gearbox in there as well, because we're sort of going to need it. Now, you might be wondering, how are you going to cool this thing? I'm not going to cool it. I'm hoping to run it on such a low RPS that it will overheat. It's a World War I powered engine. So yeah, I want it to overheat, but sort of slowly. We'll see how that goes. I feel like we might have some issues with that, but it's fine. We've got 3 engines. Maybe we can just continuously turn one engine off as we go. Who knows? Anyway, let's go ahead and get another one of these engines, shove it on the back right here, and have another propeller pointing backwards that is a push prop. That's the next thing. Okay, so I've actually shoved the engine in here, obviously, as you guys can see. We're going to shove this guy, obviously, on the back, and we're going to have to do this. So remove these, make it neutral, that's fine. We're then going to have to add some extra little bits down here as well, because we sort of need to. So shove this guy in here, that guy in there. We need a fluid port, which is going to go in there as well, obviously. Here we go. Fluid port, it's going to go sideways, bosh. And then, I don't really know what to do with this area. Each of them, oh, like neither of these guys actually have anything. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so yeah, it's the same engine as those guys. The issue with that is the exhaust is actually pointing forwards. So we're going to have to remove these exhausts from here and change it. So delete these guys, there we go. We're going to shove these onto here, 1 and 2. Shove that together. Again, a completely unnecessary thing to do, but we've done it. I'm going to delete those guys right there, go to exhaust, and we're going to chuck these going upwards off the back of here. So there's 1, and there's 2. This guy is going to have to be changed. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of that. There we go, shove that on there. Good, and that one's going to stay as is. Okay, so from there, we're going to add a pipe that brings it backwards. Like this. It's going to be a lot lighter because I need to do that. So let's do 1 and 2. And then the exhaust is going to go on there. 1 and 2. Excellent. Awesome. Okay, the fuel tanks need sorting out as well, obviously. So let's go ahead and do those guys. We are going to shove this into... Oh, we can't do it that way. Delete that. There we go. Shove that guy into there. That guy into there. And we're going to do this at the back. Okay, I'm going to have to do the same thing here. And this... Yes, and on the top, we're going to add some dials for the fuel tanks. There we go, so one there, one there. Excellent, yes. Fuel, there we go. I'm actually just going to go ahead and say fuel on each of these. Fuel, nice. We're going to have to do the same thing on the other side because I wasn't mirroring. Yikes. All right, let's go ahead and shove some spawners into these, 1 and 2, then some meters into those as well. So liquid meters, 1 and 2, and there we go. We've got some fuel tanks. Now you might be thinking, where are the bombs gonna go? That is not something that I've thought about just yet, but I'm thinking possibly we actually store a bunch of bombs in front and we drop them straight down from here. Might be a bit of a weird thing to do, but maybe not. Who knows? Okay, the next thing that I want to do is to actually delete this right here and shove this one there instead. I'm going to go backwards, and on this side, we're going to do one of those. We're going to do one back there as well. We're going to do the same thing on the other side of the engine, just like so. That looks okay, I suppose. And then on every other one of these, we're going to do it too. So not every other one, but every one of these. There we go. So 1 and 2. Let's do this one and this one. And then finally, this one and this one. There we go. I don't know if that's going to be like too much weight, because honestly, these things do weigh quite a bit. But so far, that looks all right, I guess. It looks like there's too much, to be fair. Maybe they're a bit thick on the wings. Maybe we should just use pipes. Oh, that is an idea, actually. Right, you know what? Let's delete this. The bottom one is going to stay a rocket thing, but every other one of these is going to be a pipe. There we go. I would say that that looks much better, actually, because it's just a little bit less chunky, which is good. We then need to actually add a bunch of rope to this, and I'm not sure how I want to go about doing that. I feel like it's all going to be a bit floppy and loose, and I don't know if I like floppy and loose, you know? Anyway, we're going to ignore that bit for now, and we're going to start working on the rear. Now, this isn't something that we've really talked about, so I feel like we sort of need to. Essentially, this is going to... zoom backwards. We're going to have a big horizontal stabilizer on the back here, and that's how it's going to work. So let's just shove this guy on there like this. We're going to shove it on there like this. Shove that in there, and we're going to do this. Okay, 1 and 2. We then need to essentially just build it back going upwards, and hopefully that'll look all right. You know, if I was using Talus's mods, that would make this look much better, but I'm not, so it's going to look how it looks, which I think is fine. I'm just going to shove that guy into there. I might even leave a bunch of this somewhat open, which seems a little bit weird, but yeah, I think I'm just going to bring these guys backwards just a little bit more, and then we can obviously go sideways from here, attach it all together, and that'll be great. Although, I am thinking maybe it's a little bit too far apart. The engines look like they're way too far apart for this. But again, maybe that's okay. Right, so now it's time for the actual wings. Let's shove this guy. I'm actually going to do it as far back as sort of possible. How much room have I got there? I need to add 2 to here, I think. Is that right? I think that's correct. Yes, it is. And then we can obviously build the back bit up like so. And that's all fine. And then we need to build all of the vertical stabilizers onto there and just make that bit look kind of nice. I'm assuming this is a bit that you guys might want to see, so let's go ahead and do this together. These are going to be for the rear of the aircraft. Essentially, this is going to be for yaw. So I need to actually be doing this on both sides, but at the same time, I could just copy and paste this, so it doesn't really matter. I think if I go to control surface, the smallest one is still probably too big for this design, but we're gonna go with it anyway. Sure, it'll be fine. So let's just shove this onto here like this, delete these guys and do that. There we go. Put that guy on top of here and do this, and I'm sure we can leave it like that. Let's then go ahead and copy and paste this to the other end, and that'll be fine. So copy, bring it over here, paste it right there. There we go. Try and merge this guy with that guy. Nope. This guy. No. No, 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 no. This guy with this guy. There we go. And then finally, we need to add one of those into the center as well, which is just going to be like this. Paste. There we go. Merge this guy with this guy. And we're done. At least kind of, anyway. We now need to add some landing gear, and then we can probably try and take off. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this together on both sides. We're going to have like a dark gray thing, and that's going to go down like so. We're going to leave it pretty much at that point. We then need to get ourselves some wheels, which are going to be added to there. I think there's nothing that really fits with what we need here, which is kind of unfortunate. But I think we're going to go with like 5x5 wheels, which are pretty large. And then tire radius? Nah, maybe 3x3s. Yeah, and then maybe make the tire radius huge. There we go. And then high speed. That's what we're going to go with. That feels weird, but sure. I could go with double wheels. That's kind of interesting. But no, that's going to go there like that. We're then going to shove another one of those on this side. And we're going to do this. And again, high speed. And I'm going to have to do the same on these sides. So make it bigger, high speed. Make it bigger and high speed. And that's fine. Okay. And then we're obviously going to have to attach that back up on this side. Just the same way. There we go. That's fine. We're then going to have pretty much the exact same landing gear at the front. So let's grab these guys. And I'm just going to copy and paste the entire thing to the front edge. Here we go. Bring it across. And paste it right there. Bosh. Okay, merge this together. I'm going to add a little bit of weight into the front so that the plane actually pitches forwards a little bit. And that'll be great. So just do this across here. Paste it in. Let's see how that sits. Ah, I knew this would happen, but then, bosh! Yeah! World War 1 Bomber ready to go, kind of. It looks bizarre. I feel like I might add like a little bit of a rounding on the bottom of the hull fuselage, and I think that'll look way better. So let's do that really quick. Okay, there we go. So I've added like a rounding off bit underneath, which you guys should be able to see now, and that does look a lot better. I'm gonna have to do something with this front piece, but I haven't filled it all in. It's all about saving weight, so that's all good. We do still need bombs, but I think we are somewhat ready to attempt to take off. Oh, and we're also going to paint these as well. The real one, I guess, would be Italian, but we're just going to go with reds. Red here, yes, and then a strip of white, and then, you probably guessed it, blue. There we go. Alright, very nice indeedy. I'm going to do this for all of them, because I kind of need to. Alright, I've gone ahead and connected all of the stuff to the engines, and all of the throttles and stuff are right here in the center. This seems a bit weird, but actually I kind of like it. We're then obviously going to do this, so on this side we could just attach all these guys to here. I wouldn't mind some dials right there, actually. So dials, we're going to add, I don't know, one there, one there. One is going to be for speeds. I like the idea of that. And one is actually going to be for fuel, I guess? No, speed and altitude. Let's do that. Speed and altitude, why not? Let's do it. So altimeter, let's shove one of those guys on here, on the underside. And we'll also shove a speedometer. Right there as well. So speed is going to go into this one, and altitude is going to go into This one. And if you want to figure out how much fuel you've got left, you have to go back and check out each of the tanks. I like the idea of that. That's cool. We're also going to go back here. We need to grab some more control surfaces because we need to be able to lift up. So let's go ahead and shove one of these into here. From there to there. Oh, bam, bam. There we go, we can fit it in, but we will need to change the color of it to be the right color, so let's just do this. There we go, hopefully that is correct. Nice. I actually kind of like the idea of it not having any roll, but in order to do that, it would need to fly level. Let's give it some roll. I'll actually just shove it on the bottom right here, and that can go in. There we go. Bam. Nice. Alright, I believe I've got everything sorted. Let's go ahead and try and do our first takeoff. There's no brakes on this thing, so landing might be a bit of an issue, and I don't know. We're gonna have some issues, obviously, but let's just jump in and see what happens. So, electricity is already an issue. Let's just, there are batteries on board. I'm gonna connect it all together. Alright, here we go. So do this and this, and this. Oh... Something's not happy. Something with these engines is not happy. I don't know what it is. We've got air, we should have exhaust, and we should have fuel. Why isn't it wanting to run? Okay, so I believe it's actually something to do with fuel. Yeah, because it runs if I do that. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and turn them all on. We'll run them all up. And I don't have a clutch, so we can't even get them going. Right, hang on. So if I attach this to each of the clutches, there, there, okay, yep, and here we should be able to fly it. I'm also going to actually press 1 for the brakes because I can, so let's just do that. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why there's no fuel getting to it, because this is the fuel right here, I think. Yeah, that's the fuel thing right there. It's connected down to here, which is then connected into the tanks, which then has these, so it should work, but it doesn't. Interesting. Alright, so we got each of the engines running. Let's go ahead and input some throttle into this, and see if we can get this thing into the air. Obviously, I haven't changed the gear ratios just yet. What's our speed? It's 10. Okay. Slowly but surely, we are going. I don't think this is going to be able to take off. Not at this speed. No. Alright, so we changed the gear ratios just a tiny bit and we should be good. Alright, I changed the gear ratios. Let's see what happens this time. So, they're all 3-2. There we go. We're up to like 19, 20. I don't want it to fly too fast is the thing. It's flying... It's flying like a World War I bomber. Yes! Oh, this is actually working out great. It's not very fast whatsoever. We're going 35. Yeah, I don't quite like the way that it looks, and our pitch is inverted, but other than that, this is about right. This is about right. Yeah. For a quick build, I don't think this is terrible. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I still need to add some bombs to it, though. So yeah, we'd have to add a gyro to this thing as well, but we can actually somewhat walk around already, which is nice. But level flight would be great, and then we can actually check on things. Obviously, fuel is something we need to check. We can actually jump over and check the engines and stuff like that. I might add dials to the sides. That would be pretty sick. That would actually be really, really cool. But there is something that's annoying me a little bit, and that is actually to do with the pitch. The pitch is inverted, and that makes things really tricky on the brain. But we should be able to land it, I feel, even with that issue. So we're going in. Oh, it is weird. It is so weird when it's inverted. Oh, I don't know how to feel about it. Right, well anyway, we're going down. We're gonna land, and it's gonna be great. Here we go. There we go, we're down on the ground, and that's all fine. We turn off each of the engines, and we are donezoed! Awesome! Okay, what do you guys think of this? It's gonna be a bit of a weird one, but I think you might like it. So, we could either go with grenades, okay? We could definitely do that. Or, right, okay, I've got an idea. So, if we just get a handle, right? And we shove the handle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12. Right, so we got 12 handles. We're going to individually cut and paste these. So cut, paste, paste, paste. Yeah, paste it again. Paste it again. It's going to get a little bit laggy because of the way that I'm doing this, but it's funny. So paste that there, paste it here, paste it here, paste it here, and paste it here, and here, and here. There we go. All right, now you might be thinking, that's really weird. What are you doing? But it's a World War I plane. They were just chucking hand grenades over the side, you know? So why don't we base it on that? Paste this here. Okay, merge that together. And essentially what we'll do is we'll get some C4. All right. Each of those needs a C4. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We need 12 C4s. Honestly, we have 12 spaces down here, but let's do it in the floor back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we add one of these. This isn't going to work quite the way that I was expecting, to be honest, but it's fine. And then we spawn it in. Okay, so we got loads of handles that are just out there. They're all just sat on the front. What we do from there is we grab one of these. We shove it onto one of the handles. We grab... Oh. Hang on. Let's move this back here real quick. We'll just chuck it up there for now. That's fine. So we chuck the C4 on there, like that. Okay. We then grab the handle, and we chuck it over the side. Did I do that? I don't even know where it is. Maybe this is a bad idea. Oh no, it's still on the aircraft. Right, so you grab the handle, and apparently these are heavy as. Like, I can't actually lift this. This isn't gonna work. C4's too heavy. Okay, I've changed it. They are now warheads. Okay, let's go ahead and take off and see if I can drop a warhead over the side. And I guess just see if it explodes. It's gonna be a very interesting job. All right, here we go. Take off. Let's do this. Yes. Full speed ahead. Takeoff does take a little while, but that's okay. I do wish I had positioned the engines slightly closer to the body. And everything was a little bit closer. That took a while to take off. I think on a longer runway, that'll be fine. Anyway, we need to get over land, so let's do that. The other thing that I should mention is that we really shouldn't... Whoa. We shouldn't fly upside down, because all of our bombs will fall out. Also, I think I'm about to stall. Yeah, I've actually stalled it. Yikes! Well, not quite stalled, but you know what I mean. Alright, slowly but surely we are getting into the air. Very nice. Yes. Oh, I love this. Because it is a World War I bomber, the fact that it is very much underpowered, at least on takeoff, I am extremely happy about. Anyway, we need to get over land so I can drop one of those bombs over the side and see what it does, I guess. It's going to be interesting. Alright, keep flooring it. Our max speed is something like 36 or something. Which is pretty slow, but yeah, this is totally gonna work. It still really needs a gyro so that I can get out, or we need just a pilot in here, but let's go ahead and lift this up, chuck it over the edge, and there it goes, I think. Did I drop it? Yep, bomb has been dropped. Let's see if it works. No explosion. We might need to add a button to each of these. Well, to be fair, it's not actually a button. It's not a button, but it's like an on signal, because at the minute, each of them need to be activated. So arm. Arm explosives in a warhead to detonate when the internal impact sensor reaches its threshold. So what if I just do this? Does that arm it? But does it disarm if I then let go of the handle? Does that make sense? Alright, so just for testing purposes, let's lift this one up. There we go. Chuck it over the edge, and we'll see if that one explodes. If it does, then I'm happy with this. It didn't explode. And I think that is down to the fact that, although it has a handle, it doesn't quite work. So now I just need to shove an on signal onto each of these, which is very annoying. And there we go. So if they're all attached, that's good. All we need to do now is attach this up to there, that up to there, that up to there. Keep it going. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. We still got the handles. That's all fine. Let's save it really quickly. and hopefully this will work. Obviously, you do somewhat run the risk of just blowing up in midair, but again, World War I, no safety. It's fine. All right, chuck it, and... Yes! All right, there we go. We got bombs. We got bombs on the aircraft that we can just chuck over the edge, and that's how this works. I'm so happy with that. There we go. We did it, guys. We got a World War I aircraft in one video that totally works. Just ignore the fact that the fuel has issues. But if you ignore that bit, everything's fine. Alright, well, I guess that is going to be it for today's video then. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of it. Honestly, I like it a lot. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Goodbye. Oh, I actually completely forgot about the ropes, didn't I? Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. See ya.